Good morning and welcome to day 19. So today I was thinking about lifespan, health span, and where I'm at in my life. So I'm 41 years old, and my people live to be around the high 80s, low 90s. And so I was just thinking about like how long am I going to live and how long am I going to be healthy to enjoy living? And so let's see, I'm 41 years old. I have a 3.5-year-old son. That means by the time my son is 16 years old, by the time my son is 18 years old, I'll be 56. And if I have a health span of around, to be around 75, 80, then that gives me around 20 years to enjoy a retirement where my son is an adult and he can do whatever he wants, and the time that I'll have to do whatever. Now, I'm not saying that I have my whole life planned out. I don't. I don't even have today planned out really. But what is exciting to me is to know that I have 20 years of unencumbered time if I use it wisely. So what I do is I've set up a life insurance policy for myself, not only through my company, which is great, by the way, thank you. But I also have index universal. I have a universal life insurance policy, a whole life insurance policy that I put into every month that I can actually borrow against if I need to. So it's like I have a life benefit. I have a benefit for it while I'm alive. But what that means is that for the next 18, 20 years, actually from the next like literally 40 years, I'll be putting into this whole life insurance policy, and it'll accumulate cash value. And I'll be able to actually use that and borrow against that while I'm alive. And now what I would use that for is like if my kid wants to go to college, I would use that to send him to college. If I wanted to make a large investment, like a piece of real estate, I would use that money for that purpose. And while the indications are great that the company I work for now is awesome, I don't want to necessarily have to work for the rest of my life. And so the next 15 years of my life are probably going to be as such. First of all, I'm going to retire now. That doesn't mean I'm going to quit my job, but I'm going to have this kind of retirement mentality where I'm going to do the things that I enjoy in my life because I don't want to wait until I'm old to enjoy the cool things in life that life has to offer. Now, thankfully, I'm healthy now and I have the flexibility of being able to do things periodically. But by the time my kid is 18 and he can do whatever he wants, I want to be able to do whatever I want. And who knows what's going to happen in the next 15 years? I have no idea. But the plan is to be financially independent, and have a kid who is able to do anything that he wants to do, but not able to do nothing. And that's straight from Warren Buffett. I can't imagine ever not working. I can't imagine my brain just turning off and be like, oh, I'm retired now. I'm drinking pina coladas on the beach. So that sounds like misery to me. My dream is to probably live in a maybe in a van or a small RV and drive around and volunteer at disaster zones and be able to lend my expertise to in organization logistics, and just generally doing cool things in organizing and then lending that to places that really need it, like in disaster zones. I would love to, like, oh my God, wouldn't it be amazing to work with Jose Andres on the stuff that he's doing with the World Kitchen. But yeah, so the vision is to kind of set that up so that I am all set by the time I'm 56, and my son is 18. And so the logic of this is that I'm going to live to be about 90, 95. And I think with medical technology advancing like this, like here's like the Stone Age right here. Here's the 1900s. And then here's like 1945. And then here's like 2020. And it's just like, it goes up like exponentially as a hockey stick. And it's the medical technology is unreal. Like there's going to be wearable tech that can help us identify when we're having a stroke. And this will be in your clothes or your watch or some sort of wearable device. And so I think that I'll probably live longer than my ancestors, most likely. As long as I make some simple lifestyle changes now, then I think I'll probably live a lot longer than the people in my family, historically speaking, anyways. And so what I'll do is I'll probably live a lot longer, which means that which means that I'm not trying to increase my lifespan. I'm trying to increase my health span. So if I retire at 56 and I have 20 years of health span before I start to have problems like cancer, strokes, diabetes, whatever it is that is Alzheimer's, heart disease, whatever it is that I'm going to get, I would rather have plenty of time, like a good significant portion of my life that I've been able to enjoy it, rather than kind of squandering that in a way that is not meaningful. Now, notice that money doesn't really come into this a whole lot. So my whole life insurance policy, I invest about 250 bucks a month in, and that will pay all the returns for my death benefit. It'll give me plenty of money to leave for my kids, to my kid, and and everybody will be set for life. In fact, I would leave him instructions on how to use it so that he would reinvest into a new life insurance policy to create generational wealth. And that way we wouldn't have to worry about money anymore, like our entire family, which is exciting to me. And it doesn't necessarily take an enormous amount of money to do that. It just takes consistent money compounding. So I'll live to be about 100. I'll be healthy until about 85. So I'll have 15 years of 15 years. I'll be ambulatory. And then I'll have a pretty sharp decline, and then I'll die. So this doesn't sound scary to me as long as I'm using the time that I have wisely. So I'm 41. That leaves me around 40 years to work enough to get to develop generational wealth, and have assets that I can use while I'm alive, to, like, say, buy a building or do whatever. But this is kind of the way I see my life going. And so that helps me put into context the things that I need to do every day. Now, if I'm going to remain healthy enough to be, like, be able to get around on my own until I'm like 85 or so, then I need to, like, consistently work out. I need to eat well. I need to have the energy enough to keep up with my kid, and do the things that he wants to do if he wants to do them, because I want to do them with him together. When he's 18, when he can decide what he wants, I hopefully he takes a gap year or a couple of years, and then goes into something that really excites him after that. But as far as I'm concerned, at this moment in time, there's no rush for him to do any of that stuff. So we'll see what he ends up wanting to do. But I just want to be able to do it with him. Like, I want to be able to move to the city that he moves to. I don't want to smother him or anything like that, but I do want to be present and available, and help him enjoy his life, and teach him the things that he needs to know to be a strong, solid man, and be a good husband if that's what he wants to do, or whatever. And so, I think that a lot of people just don't think about this kind of thing in this context, and they don't think about it very honestly. But if you think about it like you're an actuary, or like you're like somebody who just understands the life cycle of a modern American person, then you're gonna die. You're gonna die. It's how you die that's kind of important to me. So that's all I got for you today. It's just fascinating for me to think of. It's not depressing at all. It's actually more inspiring, and that kind of helps me focus my days onto what's important and what's not important. And so I'm able to, in this context, I'm able to say no to a lot of things. I'm say like, no, sorry, I can't do that. It's not really in line with the plan. And that frees me up for the things that are in line with the plan. And that makes me happy. So that's it for today. I will see you on Tuesday, because this weekend, my son and I are going to Indigenous Peoples Day at Randall's Island, and we're going to camp out and have a fun day on Monday too. So no work on Monday, no video on Monday, but I'll see you for day 20 on Tuesday. All right, thanks. Bye.